Toyota ever built a Land Cruiser that openly admits it wants to play as hard as it works, it's the GR Sport. And by 2027, this isn't just a trim level, it's the most controversial version of an icon, because now the question isn't, can a Land Cruiser get you there? It's, did Toyota just turn the world's most trusted 4x4 into a performance toy, or did they build the best Land Cruiser yet? From the outside, the 2027 Land Cruiser GR Sport looks like the one you quietly move out of the way for. The basic 300 series shape is still there. Tall, square, and unapologetically big, but the GR treatment gives it a different attitude. The grille is darker and more aggressive. The Toyota lettering stands out where the chrome used to glitter, and the bumper looks less luxury SUV, more stage of the Dakar rally. Skid plates sit proud under the nose, retain-painted recovery points peek out like warning signs, and the wheel arches are filled with chunky all-terrains on dark alloys that tell you this thing's life should involve more dust than valet tickets. From the side, the stance is just a bit lower looking and more planted than a regular VX or Sahara, even though the ground clearance is there. At the back, the badging is subtle, a small GR logo, a slightly more purposeful rear bumper, but if you know, you know. Open the door, and you get that strange mix only the Land Cruiser can pull off. Part embassy car, part desert patrol truck. The GR Sport version pushes it slightly toward the driver's side of the spectrum. Bolstered seats with GR logos, darker trim, contrast stitching. It feels more serious than the plush beige spec you see at airport hotels. The driving position is classic. Land Cruiser, high, commanding, with a clear view over the squared-off bonnet and a sense that the corners of the truck are roughly where you think they are. In front of you, a big digital cluster and central touchscreen handle the modern stuff. Nav, CarPlay, cameras. But your eyes keep drifting down to the important bit. The bank of physical switches and dials for low-range, diff locks, crawl control, and terrain modes. It's like Toyota's way of saying, yes, there's tech, but this is still a tool. Hit the starter and the other point of tension reveals itself. The V8 is gone. By 2027, Toyota is on its twin-turbo V6 era, diesel or petrol, depending on your market, and the GR Sport leans into that. On paper, you've got the kind of torque that makes spec nerds happy. In the real world, what you feel is this. You ease out of town with barely any revs showing. Then, when you hit an on-ramp or a long climb, you lean on the throttle and the whole thing gathers speed with a smooth, relentless shove. The old naturally aspirated V8 just couldn't match at altitude. You might miss the V8 soundtrack, but you won't miss the way it used to hunt for gears on long grades. The 10-speed auto in the GR Sport is tuned to be brain-off simple. It holds the ratio you want off-road, snaps down decisively when you need to burst one road, and otherwise gets out of your way. GR Sport isn't just stickers and a tune, though. The chassis is where Toyota quietly did the serious work. Underneath, you still have the fundamental Land Cruiser recipe: body on a frame, independent front, solid rear axle, full iTime 4WD, lower range transfer case. But the GR badge brings in the good toys, like electronic KDSS, sway bar disconnect, retuned dampers, and locking front and rear differentials on top of a lockable center diff. In English, that means this. On a rough track, you can hit corrugations and rocks at speeds that would have an ordinary SUV shaking itself to pieces, and the GR Sport just thumps and keeps going. Drop into a steep, rutted climb, engage low range, hit your diff lock buttons, and you can feel all four wheels clawing evenly, not flailing. One wheel up, one wheel down, doors at an angle. The cabin stays weirdly calm. You're not wrestling it, you're just guiding it. On the road, the same hardware does a different job. With the sway bar system connected and the dampers in their comfort setting, the big GR Sport settles into that magic carpet, but tall, feel Land Cruisers are known for. You sit high, the world goes by a little slower, and the weight actually becomes an asset. Bumps feel small, the body doesn't fidget, and crosswinds are more suggestion than threat. When the road turns twisty, it's not suddenly a sports car. Physics still exist, but the extra control in the suspension means you can hustle it a bit without you passengers looking at you like you've lost your mind. The interior layout quietly supports both lives. Need to haul people? You've got 3 rows, in most markets, proper second row space, and a third row that, while not C-class business class, will handle real humans on real trips. Need to haul gear? Fold it all flat and the GR Sport turns into a long, tall cargo shell you can fill with recovery gear, fridges, drawers, spares, and all the junk that starts piling up the minute you say, let's drive somewhere no one else goes. The materials aren't fragile Euro luxury either. They're nice, but you get the sense they'll forgive boots, sand, and the odd muddy dog. Safety and tech don't get forgotten just because this thing still has diff-lock buttons. Toyota's latest safety suite is in here. Adaptive cruise that'll follow in traffic. Lane keeping that gently nudges you back if you drift. Blind spot monitoring that watches what you can't see around that big pillar. And a full 360-degree camera system that's as useful on a rocky ledge as it is in a tight underground car park. Night driving in Rue country? You've got bright LEDs and assists that spot pedestrians and animals sooner than your tired eyes might. Where it gets real is the price and the who is this actually for question. A GR Sport is not the cheap way into a Land Cruiser. In most markets, you're looking at serious money, the kind that makes cross-A shopping Prado, Patrol, and even some Land Rovers and Lexuses realistic. If you're never leaving sealed roads and the most off-road you see is a wet soccer field, the GR hardware is overkill. A regular GX VXX style Land Cruiser might make more sense. But if you really do what people say they buy 4x4s for, towing big vans, crossing states on broken highways, spending days on dirt, picking lines on rock shelves, getting far enough out that a breakdown isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. The GR Sport starts to look less like a toy and more like a smart piece of over-engineering. You're paying for margin, for this is fine when conditions stop being fine. So the 2027 Land Cruiser GR Sport leaves you with a simple, hard question. Are you the kind of person who will actually use what this truck can do, or do you just want to know you could? If you enjoyed this look at the GR side of the Land Cruiser legend, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Grab on Cars, and tell us in the comments, would you take a GR Sport over a more comfort-focused Land Cruiser for your kind of driving, or is this finally too much 4x4 for the school run? Thanks for watching. Drive safe, tread lightly, and we'll see you in the next one.